Hello. So today we have Monika Wasylkiewicz. She is a applications development engineer here at Crux OCM. So I want to talk to her a bit today about her transition from oil and gas into tech. We know, with the whole COVID situation and with oil and gas prices, it's pretty tough here for folks in oil and gas, and a lot of people have been laid off. So just doing a segment with her on how she made that transition. So what is it exactly, Monika, that you do with us here at Crux OCM?
I do a range of things. A lot of what I do is still coding on a regular basis, but on top of that, what I do is I do a lot of the translation required between the chemical engineers and the software engineers to make sure that we're designing the right product and creating the right kinds of architectures for our needs.
Great. And what was your initial educational background, and what was your start in oil and gas?
So I have an undergrad from the University of Calgary in chemical engineering. I followed this up with a Master's of Science, also in chemical engineering from the University of Alberta. And this led me into a role in midstream oil and gas as an operations hydraulics engineer.
Okay, and then what made you start thinking about transitioning into tech out of oil and gas?
I was always very much a technical engineer in general. I really enjoyed playing with spreadsheets and writing little chunks of code here and there to make things more efficient. And what I found is that in these large companies, it's very hard to have business continuity because, let's say, if I switch into a different role, no one's going to maintain that code, and that all those efficiencies will be lost.
Yeah, so looking to build that in a more sustainable way. So what educational steps did you take to make that transition?
I actually have a fairly large network that is in this sphere of both tech and chemical engineering. So my dad is a reservoir modeling person, so he writes code, but within this type of oil and gas sphere. And so I had a lot of people to talk to, and generally I just liked coding. The opportunity. And then,
sorry, that led you to take the course at U of C, correct?
Yeah. I actually had a friend advertise it on Facebook. So I did a Master's of Engineering in software engineering at the University of Calgary. And what this is it's a 1-year program for engineers who are transitioning or are looking to transition into software.
So what's one piece of advice that you would give folks that have recently been laid off and are considering transitioning into more of a tech-heavy role?
I would say it is a huge field. If you know what you'd like to do, focus on that. But otherwise, I would say take your time, do your research, dabble in different places, and be adaptable. This is an industry that's always changing, it's always growing, and you might get into something like machine learning and realize that you actually don't like it. That doesn't mean you don't like tech. It just means this might not be the right field for you. So be willing to change and be willing to try and explore.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So we'll clue it up there. If anyone has any questions for Monika, though, I'll make sure I link her on this post, and please reach out to her directly, and she can point you in any extra directions. Okay, thanks.